Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a quick guide video on how to counter or punish, aka deathballing or grouping up or rotations. Today I am proud to present to you, give you the most informative knowledge ever in the whole world here in the Paragonian Agorian battlefield simulator known as Paragon and Paragon, okay? Today I'm gonna give you the most vital information that will help you counter those people who just like deathballing and ramming down your mid lane and just giving you the work and punishing you and making you want to uninstall the game and slap somebody right next to you. But anyways, we're gonna get right into it, and to give you a heads up, I'm gonna tell you how to punish unproductive deathballing that's excessive and unnecessary, okay? Because sometimes people group up and they rotate at a good time, and then you look at me like, hey Raptors, how do I counter this? Like, we're fucked. And like, no, you already fucked yourself. You can't get out of that situation. And if lanes are set, they gotta pick, you're already in a bad situation. There's no way to counter it. You just can't fucking say a prayer and somebody's gonna come down and be like, oh yeah, we'll just, you know, annihilate these motherfuckers. Like, no, you're fucked. And you're probably gonna lose the game and uninstall it, and then it's gonna be GG. But anyways, today I'm gonna show you how to counter the excessive deathballing, and there's only one really big tip to it when it comes down to countering deathballing. People who do it all the damn time, and it's very unnecessary. You know that deathballing where people group up and they stand in the mid lane, everybody starts doing the salsa, and they're all looking at each other like, oh well, Grux, you need to go in, but Grux is building crit. Then you look at Narbash, oh Narbash, you can initiate the team fight. But like Narbash, it's like, oh, I'm building crit. And then you look at freaking Decker, and like, oh Decker, you need to initiate the fight. It's like, no, I'm building crit. And it's like everybody's fucking, okay, shit like that, okay? When you group up and nothing happens and you're just sitting there watching freaking nothing, okay? So the biggest tip I can give you is having a good offlaner, a very good seizure on your team. This is where that monkey guy comes in. You know that freaking monkey that Epic released and every other MOBA released recently? You know, Monkey King, the Wukong guy with the big ass head or whatever he is. He's a very good hero when it comes to countering deathball. Why? Because he has a very good sieging potential when it comes to split pushing a lane. A Wukong on the enemy team is basically a counter deathballing hero. He will split push a lane, and that's all he will do. And if somebody comes to contest the lane, he will just dip out and be like, yo, peace son, I'm going back to the freaking jungle where I belong. And he's gonna go over there and chill and push another lane. So anyways, having a good sieger is a very good tool, like Greystone, like Wukong, like Countess, and especially in the early late game. And if she has a stabling, that's very good. That's a girl you want to have on your team and take out and take her out to Starbucks, okay? Buy her Frappuccino, be like, yo, I love your split push game, like, can you bring that into my relationship? And she will have a great time. You will love her and cherish her, just like Wukong and Greystone if you're into the bigger guys over there. I don't know, but anyways, also Feng Mao is a great seizure who has great potential. Also Gideon, anybody who has good wave clear, anybody who has the potential to take down towers and have people rotate. Because what happens when you're split pushing a lane very aggressively, not passively, like aggressively, like you're gonna take down the freaking inhib like every other Wukong in the game does right now, okay? Split push aggressively because it will force somebody to rotate. If the enemy team's like, hey, yeah, let's group up and stay in mid for like 5 minutes and not do crap, well, be like, okay, these guys don't do crap, let's go get Wukong in the left lane and split push the crap out of that lane, or whether it's Countess, Greystone, Feng Mao, whatever, any good offlaner, and split push aggressively, because eventually they're gonna have to answer your push or siege, and if they don't, they're gonna lose a tier 2 or they're gonna lose an inhibitor. Now sometimes this can be risky in solo queue, because sometimes, most of the time, 5 people group up in mid lane, right? And then your Bellica is in mid lane and it's like 3v5. She's like, oh yeah, let's freaking start a fight over here and get killed, okay? Sorry if that happens, because it always happens with me, and it's sad, okay? But even if that does happen, if you do lose a team fight when you're split pushing a lane, for example, if you're Wukong and that's probably all you do, you probably never even rotate. Jesus Christ, like. But anyways, okay, if you're split pushing a lane, you lose a team fight, and you're after inhibitor, somebody's gonna have to answer you. whether it's 2 or 3 people or 1 person. And even if it's, for example, if they send like the support over to contest you and you're Wukong and you have a big wave, freaking challenge them. Go after the inhibitor. I've seen so many Wukongs, they send over like a half health phase to cover the inhibitor while the rest of the team pushes down mid lane, and they still have to take a tier 2 and an inhibitor, and it gives them like a window for 3 minutes to have to do that. And then the Wukong just backs off. Like, what are you doing? Aggressively split push the lane, put the pressure, challenge her, kill her, and take the freaking inhibitor. I've done that so many times, and it's baffling how many people don't take the advantage or don't see that opportunity. Okay, so having lane set counters deathballing, okay? Because if you do, even if you lose the team fight, their lanes are not set. Same thing goes with prime. If they get prime, if they're deathballing at prime and you're all pushing the lanes, they can't do nothing about that, because once they get the prime, they have to go over there and set their lanes, you know? And that gives you time to do something else or prepare for a fight, and it just buys you time. Same thing with deathballing. If they're deathballing at raptors every couple times it does spawn up, then deathball it to or prime. That's another great way to counter deathballing. If you know these guys always deathball to raptors, then deathball to prime and get a free prime. It's literally that easy, okay? Another way to counter deathballing, if you don't have a good sieger on your team, first of all, you messed up the draft. A very essential parts of your team comp is having crowd control, front line, damage, which is your carry, and siege potential. Okay, those are probably the biggest 4 tips I can give you when it comes to having a team comp. And if you're lacking one of those, you're gonna have a tough time. If you don't have damage, if you don't have a carry, you're gonna lose team fights because you don't have damage. If you don't have a front line, you're gonna be lacking initiation and somebody being able to soak up damage for the people who are actually building squishy. And if you don't have CC, you're gonna have a tough time being able to lock down priority heroes. It can be done without CC, but it's a big advantage when you do have CC, whether it's 1 or 2 stuns at least. And if you don't have siege control, then you're not gonna be able to push out lanes, set lanes, and siege inhibitors quickly and effectively. So if you don't have a good sieger on your team and you're always having lanes set against you, for sure the enemy team is going to capitalize and group up and deathball it down a lane when they know you have very weak lane clear. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's not much to it. That's basically the biggest tips I can give you. I don't want to drag on and make a freaking speech, an inspirational speech on how you can overcome deathballing, because sometimes good teams will group up and rotate and aka deathball it at the right time. You always see this in competitive play. Once lanes are set, deathball it down to invade jungle or push a lane and get stuff done. I hate having solo queue teams who set lanes and then they go jungle and they passively play and they don't get nothing done, okay? That's the wrong way to do it. And if you get deathballed on and your lanes are set, you already messed up prior to that by not setting your lanes and focusing on major things like setting lanes and while you were like farming or like doing something else which you should have not been doing. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's your boy Raptors, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Good luck out there. Don't get deathballed. I love you. Bye.